Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. I'm a masochist. For some reason, I decided to watch the two animated Star Trek short treks, and they're pretty much what I thought. Um, the first one was. Um, I watched The Girl Who Made the Stars first. Um, Basically, it is a kid's story. Just like in the preview, basically, Michael Burnham is afraid to sleep because she's afraid of the dark. She wants to sleep with the lights on, so her dad decides to tell her a story to give her the courage to go to bed with the lights on, um, which I guess is something a lot of parents go through with their kids. And he tells her a story about a girl in Africa who lived in a village that was full of darkness. Basically, there were no stars, so when the night came, they would the villagers would be afraid of the dark. They'd be afraid of the night. So they were having problems farming their land because they kept farming the same land over and over again because they couldn't go further because it would take too long to journey further and they'd be in the night and they were afraid of the night because there was a monster in the night called the Night Beast. So the little girl argues that we don't have to suffer these bad crops and die basically. We can explore further and longer and travel further and farm different land. And he tells her basically, go play. Basically, don't know what you're talking about. We can't go further because it takes too long and the dark and the monsters because they're afraid of the dark and they're afraid of the monsters because they're stupid, impotent old men, of course. So, of course, she gets a firefly, sticks it in some glass thing, and decides she's going to go out into the night and save the village somehow. I don't know how she thought she was going to do it. Naturally, the snake comes after her, and she runs. She smashes her egg. The firefly flies away, and she's waiting to be eaten. And then all of a sudden, to rescue her, um, a, a shooting star comes out of the sky, and it turns out to be an alien ship. And there's an alien on there, and now the alien ship does look good, and the alien does look good. Um, Basically, it finds her with no context to be so brave and amazing that it decides to just bestow on her the stars, and it gives her some device that when she takes it back to the village, it lights up the sky and fills the sky with stars. And then, of course, all the men literally bow down to her in the village as a savior and like a goddess, and just she's just the bestest thing ever. And um, then they're no longer afraid and they're able to farm their land, and she basically and then cultivate the whole world, and she basically creates the whole of the world and the whole universe and everything. And it's just really cringy, and she's it's hard to explain. She's really rude and arrogant and assumes she's right, and she disobeys the rules and goes out and nearly gets herself killed, and she gets rescued by a random alien by chance, which of course rewards her for her disobedience and endangering herself and being in a situation where she had to be rescued, and gives her the means to lord over the rest of the village, that she's the ruler and that she's like solved all the problems, and she's their savior. And it's just this really bizarre. It's just really, if you really think about it, it's really bizarre and grandiose and wish fulfillment, and just it's just really cringe. The animation is okay. It looks better than I thought. The Night Beast actually looks kind of good. And later, of course, the little girl turns into a queen, and the queen slays the Night Beast with a sword. And actually, animation wise, it looks good. But it's just the cringiness of the story. The fact that it's just your typical. I don't know, it's just really cringe. It could have been fun. It could have been interesting. It could have been somehow educational or somehow some sort of like I wouldn't exactly. I don't have kids, but I don't think I'd want them to watch this and emulate that sort of behavior. I wouldn't want them to go out into a dangerous situation, endanger themselves with no rescue other than a chance happenstance they couldn't have predicted. It's really irresponsible, and just if you really think about it. So I just don't think it's a good example for kids. I don't think it's really fun. Um, it's kind of cute to look at, but that's about it. And I guess I don't know what the idea is. The idea is they're supposed to inspire future children to watch the show and then watch this cartoon, and then they're going to watch the show in the future. And I just don't see it really fulfilling that task. I just think it's really meh and cringe, and yeah, I can't give it a good review really. I'm just going to go. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, let me know if you think I'm wrong, or let me know what you think. Comments are fun, but this wasn't. Thanks, bye.